My name is Trina. I am from Wexford, Ireland. I am 36 and I have one little boy. His name is Corey and he's almost 14. He'll be 14 next year. I have a story to tell and I'm delighted to be able to tell it here on this platform. I hope that you can watch along. Quite an up and down story, bit of a roller coaster. So I'll try and condense it down as much as I can without leaving out any important pieces of information, and hopefully you can follow along and support. My story starts in 2018. I was 33 and it was February, and I was in the shower doing a self-check on my breasts, something I've always done from a very, very young age, and found a very small lump the size of a pea. It was like a piece of gristle under my skin. I could move it. It wasn't painful at this time, and I ignored it. Why did I ignore it? Well, I thought I was too young for cancer or breast cancer. I thought that cancer or breast cancer was an older person's disease. I was in the gym 4 or 5 times a week, so I thought I'm too fit, I'm too healthy, I look after myself too much for this to be anything. So I ignored it until August, by which time I couldn't ignore it anymore. My nipple had started to invert. I was in pain quite a lot, quite regularly. The breast had swollen so much that it actually looked like I'd had surgery on it. It was quite swollen and visibly different to my other breast. So I went to my GP, who referred me despite the fact, age was a factor. I had no family history. Again, I was very healthy and stuff like that. So I waited 10 weeks and got my appointment. And there I had a biopsy, I had mammogram, and I had an ultrasound. And it was that day on the 18th of October 2018 that they told me I had breast cancer. My world fell apart. I thought I was going to die. I thought my son was going to be left without a mum. It was like it was happening to somebody else. It was like watching a film. It was just a very surreal outer body experience. So obviously we were devastated, the whole uncertainty of everything. But I decided to use social media as a platform to raise awareness, especially to younger people who may be like what I was, uneducated, naive to the fact that cancer doesn't discriminate. Cancer doesn't care what age you are. It doesn't care how much you're in the gym. It doesn't care how little or how much you drink or how well you eat. It's cruel and it has no consideration. So I decided that I would campaign and hopefully prevent somebody else from going through what I went through by catching it earlier, by not ignoring, because early detection does save lives, and by also just hopefully removing some of the fear of the unknown by education through my own journey. So by sharing everything good and bad, which I did on my blog. Fast forward to November 2018, I had started chemotherapy. I lost my hair. I shaved it actually myself to take my power back so that cancer couldn't take it. I was taking my hair. I went through chemo until March 2019. In April 2019 I had my first surgery, which was a lumpectomy to remove my lump, which was unsuccessful. So at 34 years of age I had to make a decision whether to completely take my breast and have a mastectomy or go for another lumpectomy. One of the most difficult decisions of my life, but I knew what the right one was, and that was to go for the mastectomy. I opted for no reconstruction, so my left breast is flat, and I use that as almost like a shockability factor now to show people, first of all, that your body's beautiful. It doesn't matter if you have one breast, 2 breasts, or no breasts. Your body is beautiful regardless. It doesn't matter what society deems to be beautiful. So yeah, I use that to hopefully shock people into seeing, oh my god, that could happen to me. It's happened to this girl. She was young, she was fit, she was healthy. So I went through radiotherapy after that surgery. Once I was recovered, got the all clear, and tried to get my life back in order and back on track. Unfortunately, I always had a niggly pain, and April of this year, after many tests and much complaining of pains in my neck, in my back, in my hip, it transpired that I had stage 4, so it had spread to my bones. This year I've had a half hip replacement because the cancer was eating away at my hip bone and my thigh bone, and it was at risk of breaking. I've had more radiotherapy to my spine just to sterilise the area, and I also had fractured my neck earlier this year. I was walking around for months without knowing that I had fractured my neck, so I ended up in hospital with a neck brace. Eventually I healed, so happy days. My pain is minimal now. I try and live positively as I can, so cancer is not taking that from me. I have cancer, cancer doesn't have me. I'm just trying to completely twist a negative thing into a very positive thing and just show people that there is hope no matter how bad it may seem. I have been through days where I wanted to go to sleep and not wake up because I was in so much pain, but at the same time I didn't want to go to sleep because I was afraid that I wouldn't wake up. So yeah, so I suppose I just want to urge people, no matter what age you are, just check yourself, educate your younger people in your house. I think I was checking from a very young age of maybe 13 or 14. I maybe had seen it in a doctor's reception or something about breast check and it just stuck with me. But I feel like everything happens for a reason, and this is obviously the reason why this stuck in my head. And as bad as a hand that I've been dealt, I feel like it happened to me because I have that voice to speak out and make a difference, and I'm not afraid to say it how it is. The whole message behind this is just check yourself, be breast aware, tell your men to check themselves. They can also get breast cancer. It's a very low chance, but they should still be breast aware and body aware. And also just a little message just to love your body, just love yourself, and talk to yourself as you would your best friend. Look in the mirror and say I love you. Because I started to love myself after I lost my breast and after I published my first post where I showed everybody my scar, because I was so proud of that. I'm so proud of myself for everything that I've gone through and being true to myself and being completely honest and helping other people. And I know that I have helped people, and I know that I have saved lives by doing so. So I can hold my head high and say I did that and be proud. Oh Polly have kindly offered to donate profits to a charity close to my heart. I have picked the Irish Cancer Society. The reason for this is I work quite closely with them anyway. I've done a few campaigns with them, but the Irish Cancer Society is not just limited to breast cancer. It's very inclusive. It helps everybody, helps families of people who are going through breast cancer with their counselling sessions and stuff like that. So any profits that O'Polly are donating will go to the Irish Cancer Society. So thank you very much, and thank you for listening.